Hello and welcome back to my Nuzlocke run, and we're going to start off this episode with the battle with Giovanni. And here's his squad. I'm going to get revenge on that fucking cat, you bug king killing fuckwaffle. Giovanni opened with Houndoom and I sent out Santana because there's a lot of shit here he can fuck up. And Houndoom does what he did last time and he takes in Sunlight for a solar beam. But also like last time, he doesn't get the chance to use it because Santana one-shots the Git with a mighty Silph. Next up is Rhydon. And guess what? He too got one-shotted by a Silph from our boy Carlos Santana. Then he sent out Nidoking and Silph dead. God damn, Santana is absolutely wrecking this fool. But the one-hit kill train is ended by Flygon, who only takes just over half of its health from a Silph. Flygon retaliates with an Earthquake that barely damages the mighty bulk of Ludicolo. And a second Silph from Santana brings the Flygon one hit away from death. Flygon then hits Santana with a Fire Blast that again isn't very damaging, but it does burn Santana in the process. But unfazed, Santana deals the killing blow. And next up against the one-man wrecking crew is Cloyster. Ah, great, a water Pokemon. Santana has just the move for you. Yes, Santana, take his life essence. Oh, I think you took too much. Oh well. And the last Pokemon up is our old friend Persian. You goddamn murderer, how dare you kill the Bug King? You should be locked up for what you did. And with Ludicolo burnt, I thought I would send out myself to smash up this Persian for what he did to Bongzilla. And I get hit with a double edge on my entrance that does an alarming amount of damage. Of course, it was a fucking crit. Why am I surprised at this point? And before the best nose in the game can get a hit off, Persian uses double edge again, but this time it does fuck all damage like it should have. Fucking crits. And my Rock Slide brings Persian down to just over a half of his health. The Persian then hits Nosepass with a Shadow Ball that brings him down to about a quarter of his health. And I hit back with another Rock Slide that gets Persian down to about the same health as me. With my health pretty low, I swapped in Felsbrocken to finish off this murdering bastard. And he takes a pretty damaging double edge on his way in. And before he can get an attack off, Persian puts him to sleep. You really are a massive cunt, you notice, right? And for safety reasons, I subbed in Brett to finish off this massive Git. But Brett doesn't actually have to do anything because Persian hits him with a double edge and the recoil kills the Persian.
We are the European People's Front! Crack Suicide Squad! Suicide Squad! Attack! That showed him, huh? You silly sods.
It couldn't even give me the satisfaction of killing it. What a fucking asshole, seriously. With Giovanni gone, we get to claim our prize from the Silph president. Ooh, he's really rich. Come on, give us a couple million. Great, we just get a Pokeball. It's not like I saved your whole company from terrorists or anything. Fucking rich cunt. Before I take on the Psychic Gym, it's probably a good idea to go get Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan from the fake fighting gym. Man, Hentaimon had a good time in here. Anyway, I picked Hitmonlee because Hitmonlee is awesome and he was my favourite Pokemon when I was a kid. So how could I not? And I named this Pokemon after my good friend Joe, who has one of the finest chins I've ever seen. I mean, look at it, it's up there with some of the best chins. But joking aside, Joe's been my friend for a long time and he's always been supportive of the channel, and he was one of my first subscribers. He's always down in the comments under TV Turmoil. Cheers, mate. And while I was clearing out Sabrinas Gym, some bullshit went down against a trainer named Chandler Tasha. That bitch is clearly tripping her balls off.
Okay, we have some word that there is some bad red rope licorice circulating in the crowd.
And this fight was going well with Coda until she sent out her second Pokemon, Haunter. And do you know what Haunter did? He used Destiny Bond, and Coda hit him hard. Oh shit, he got the kill! No, Coda, my perfect snail! My love really is a life taker, isn't it? I can't believe this shit, another absolute bullshit death that I couldn't do anything about. Goodbye, Coda. I fucking love you. You were so awesome. And with the untimely demise of my goddamn awesome snail, I decided to put in Ponyta, the second of my 3 awesome fire Pokemon. Well, I better go level grind with Ponyta for a bit, and maybe I should level everyone else up as well. During the level grinding, Ponyta of course evolved into a Rapidash, and Rapidash is awesome. It's basically a fire unicorn. But there's one problem with Rapidash. Unlike Makago, he doesn't have a very good fire move. All he's got is Ember, which is a bit weak for this point of the game. And a moment that's been a long time coming finally happened. Larvitar finally evolved into Tyranitar. Yes, Felsbrocken. Finally unleashed your true power. Tyranitar is a fucking beast. I thought now would be a good time to go catch Pokemon in 2 areas I haven't caught anything yet. I first went up to Route 13 and here I caught a Oddish. It's a cursed Pokemon.
That's why my final rating for this is a broken marriage out of 10.
I named this Pokemon Pega for my boy, Pakiland Official. I think that's how you say it, because that's what he wanted me to name it. Big up to you, and big up to Hungry, my dude. Thanks for the nice comments. And I haven't caught a Pokemon in Fuchsia City yet, so let's go steal a Pokemon from this guy's pond. So, let's see what I got. A fucking Gyarados? I would be concerned if there were giant demon fish in my pond. Jesus. But hell yeah, Gyarados. Gyarados is a fucking don, and I named this Gyarados Chris after my good friend and former bandmate because he asked nicely. And he too has been a long time supporter of the channel. He's never in the comments though, he just lurks. Tisk tisk, Chris. With that out of the way, let's take on Sabrina, and here's her squad. It actually looks pretty beast mode to be honest with you. Why does she have a Mr. Mime? That fucker just creeps me out. And of course, she sends out Mr. Mime first. And I sent out the best bulk boy Brett to smash these bitches with his blubber. Mr. Mime opens up with a Calm Mind and Brett smashes Mr. Mime with a body slam that almost kills the creepy fucker. And predictably enough in the next round of combat, Sabrina heals him but not enough to save him from another body slam from Brett. Next up is Gardevoir, and she first uses Wish. She must have wished for death because Brett kills her with 2 body slams while she's wishing away. Brett's next victim was Espeon, and he actually managed to get a hit on the best bulk in the game, but it didn't do too much. And Brett kills Espeon with a single critical body slam. God, Brett is fucking this squad the hell up. But Brett finally comes up against Gengar, a foe he sadly cannot crush under the might of his thick layers of fat. So I subbed in Santana to have a go at Gengar. And on his way in, Gengar hits Santana with a Psychic that does a good quarter of his health. And then before Santana can even get a hit in, Gengar puts the poor bugger to sleep with Hypnosis. Santana takes a Psychic while he's asleep that takes his health down to just under half. Santana manages to wake up for a Surf, but Gengar had put a decoy in so it did nothing. Santana is again hit with Psychic that leaves him with barely any health remaining, but Santana does get in a very strong Surf that takes Gengar a hit away from death. And because I don't want Santana to die, I subbed in Rapidash. And luckily for Logan, Gengar heals back up to full health so he doesn't have to take a hit on his way in. But as I said earlier, Logan doesn't exactly have the best moves. So I hit Gengar with Ember and it does fuck all damage, and Gengar uses Psychic that pretty much fucks up Rapidash. So I sent in Hentaimon and she fares a little bit better. Gengar of course hits her with Psychic on the way in, but it doesn't really do that much damage. And Hentaimon responds with an Ice Punch that leaves Gengar one good hit away from a KO. But before Hentaimon can finish him off, he of course puts her to sleep. Fantastic. And while she's asleep, Gengar hits her with an Ice Punch of his own that gets her health down to about half. Thankfully, she wakes up to finish off the Gengar with another Ice Punch. Well, he was a bit of a bastard, wasn't he? And the next Pokemon she sends out is our old friend Jinx. And Jinx surprisingly outspeeds Hentaimon and goes for a Blizzard that misses. You know what? That probably would have been lights out for Hentaimon if that hit. And I used the Magical Leaf, which does fuck all damage. And after narrowly avoiding death once, I thought I wouldn't tempt fate, so I switched in Brett again because I know I didn't have many options left. Jinx hits Brett with a Blizzard upon his entry that takes Snorlax to around half of its health. But before Brett can get a hit on Jinx, she puts him to sleep with a lovely kiss. Man, Brett, apparently you're just irresistible to Jinxes. Wait, should that be Jinx or maybe Jinx Pie? Fuck knows, no one cares. Jinx next hit Brett with Psycho Boost that did quite a lot of damage but lowered her special attack. Must be like some psychic version of Overheat. And because Brett is the sleepy boy, I use Snore. And Brett fucked it up and actually woke up after only losing one turn. Great, the one time I needed you to stay asleep, you fat cunt. And before I can get Brett to use Rest, Jinx hit him with another body slam that nearly kills him. But our boy gets off the Rest and completely restores his health. Suck it, Jinx. And after hitting Jinx with 2 snores while he's asleep, as if on cue, Brett awakens for a body slam that finally kills off the Jinx. And the last Pokemon she has is Alakazam. Now this bastard really gave me some fucking trouble. Alakazam, as you would expect, uses Psychic on Brett, which leaves him with about a quarter of his health. And Brett unleashes a mighty body slam that comes so close to killing Alakazam in one shot, but he just about survives. And I go for a rest, and luckily for me, Sabrina also chooses to heal up. Well, that's lucky because a hit probably would have killed Brett. And after Brett uses rest, Alakazam gets a critical Psychic that does a massive chunk of his health. In response, Brett does get off a strong snore that's pretty close to taking half of Alakazam's health. And I decided to put Brett in the hands of God, and I went for another snore. Wow. Thank God we didn't get unlucky there, eh? I'm definitely switching Brett out now. And I honestly didn't have many options left, so I went with Hentaimon. And yeah, Sabrina heals Alakazam back up to max health. Well, this is going to be a really hard time for Hentaimon, but I know she's up to the task. And Hentaimon gets hit with a Thunder Punch that leaves her health dangerously low. She replies with an Ice Punch that doesn't quite do as much damage as I thought it would. And I'm just going to stop here to say, for some reason I left Hentaimon in and she takes another Thunder Punch. It doesn't matter how many times I endanger Hentaimon's life, she always survives. If there's a god, they love this Pokemon. And we get some further luck and Hentaimon's Ice Punch is a crit and it kills the Alakazam, bringing this fight to a close. Well, thank fuck we didn't get any deaths here. I still miss my #1 lava snail. But all in all, it was a pretty successful episode really. But that Destiny Bond shit was some serious fucking bullshit. But I think this is a good place to bring this episode to a close. Next episode we'll be catching a bunch more Pokemon and taking on Blaine. And possibly Giovanni, depending on how things go. And please do not forget to like this video and leave a comment, because your comments honestly do make my day. And they really do help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.